Downing Street says the small boat situation in the English Channel is deteriorating.
Prevented the police there from tackling them once they put to sea.
Immigration enforcement can immediately pursue individual cases with the police.
Push the boats back.
These migrants.
70.
Migrants are now being towed offshore by smugglers using what can only be described as taxi boats. French police watch them, but nobody can touch them. Meanwhile, gangs use kids and women as shields. I'm Phil Campion, former UKSF, and this is the tactical truth. Right, today we're taking you behind the tactics of how smugglers have outsmarted the system in France, which probably isn't that hard. They've got one ahead of the system and they've managed to work out something that works extremely well for them. Let's dive into the footage and let's see what's happening, shall we? Here we go, this is GB News. They're supposed to be user-friendly. Let's see what they got to say, shall we?
And does this shift in tone from Starmer suggest that we're going to see him tackling this crisis in a different way?
We're going to see Starmer talking about tackling the crisis in a different way, whether he'll actually do it, whether it will be a toothless tiger, whether he will actually step up to the plate and do something positive, meaningful and make a difference. Remains to be seen, doesn't it?
Not so sure, no, but I think it's a statement of the bleeding obvious. How long can he keep going on and saying we're tackling the gangs, we're smashing the gangs, when it demonstrably it's not happening? We're 40% ahead of where we were at this time last year. We want to show you some images, actually, that we've obtained just the last few days that show boats in the French authorities in the Channel attempting, it seems maybe, to start pushing back the migrants. So you're looking out there into the channels, a migrant boat there, and there's a rib from the French authorities coming very close to it. Now, they do this on occasions as well to offer...
But it's not working.
...help and assistance if the boats are...
Help and assistance.
...too full and people get into difficulties. But that one appears to be circling, which is part of the tactic to kind of produce waves to help push the boats back.
What are we
onshore.
watching this on, Mark? Sorry to interrupt you, but is this on somebody's TikTok feed?
Yeah, exactly. So these are, look at that ninja warrior emoji symbol at the top of the screen there. That tells you that this is a people smuggling gang that have pushed out this video. And the reason they're doing that is because they're saying, hey, look, the French...
If they're bold enough for somebody within the media to work out that that is a gang, well, you've got to target these people. You've got to go after them. If this is being held back, if this is being circled, it's more than likely just probably a decoy so that the real one can get out undetected.
Trying to push us back,
and failed.
But we still made it to the UK regardless.
Wow.
So they used that silly little rib to try and stop that much.
It's all encoded. It's all encoded. Exactly as you said there. France, boat, UK. There you go. Jobs are good. Unbelievable. And they're doing it in broad daylight on TikTok. Nice.
Like a dinghy.
Well, yeah, so clearly, and it didn't work. We've got some...
We'll talk about tactics a little bit further into this, but, you know, and we'll definitely summarise with it, but it's this sort of stuff drives you mad.
Just to show you how it's not working, this morning, with more small boats crossing the channel, this video that we'll show you now was posted at 7:30.
Where's all the women and children in there? Where are they? Where's the women and children? Fighting age male, 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 fighting age male. And I dare say if it pans out, more fighting age males. Where's all the desperate women and children? Where are all the people who really need sanctuary? Where are they? They're not there, are they?
This morning, so far today, 250 migrants, according to our Kent producer Chris, have crossed. More boats are in the water. So we're well over 2,000 in less than a week.
2,000 in a week.
As I say,
fighting age male, fighting age male, fighting age male. There you go. I told you, didn't I?
it's difficult for Sir Keir Starmer to argue anything other than the situation is deteriorating. And, you know, they're talking about smashing the gangs, but take a look at this next piece of video from Germany. This shows a lockup in Germany where small boats are taken. They're made in backstreet factories.
There's a production line making the boats. I mean, oh, come on.
In China, they're shipped through the likes of Turkey into these lockups in Germany where they're inflated, checked
And if people notice, why aren't people nipping this in the bud?
out, any leaks are patched.
It's almost as if the Europeans want to shovel them across the channel our direction, isn't it? Bit of a bold statement there, Phil, but it could be true, couldn't it? Or else you'd smash that in a heartbeat, wouldn't you? There you go, you're not doing that anymore, mate. No. Yeah, sorry, stop.
They get the engines, they then deflate them, they pack them up, and then they smuggle them across to the coast of France. It's a huge operation. It's been years in the sort of in operation that they managed to get very sort of significant and well-sourced supply lines. So you take one lot out, there are others there who are just willing to step in.
Taking the absolute piss. Fighting age male, fighting... I don't see anything else on there but fighting age males. I don't see anybody desperate. I don't see anybody underfed. They've all got mobile phones. They've all obviously got money in their pockets because they've all paid for their place on that rib. Come on. Come on. And to think, I highlighted this over 5 years ago and was told to shut up by both the BBC and Channel 4. Oh, it's not happening. It is. Look, there it is. And Big Phil did it first, didn't he?
It's been a dramatic morning here in Gravelines Beach in France, with scenes echoing a war zone as police clashed with migrants in the water. It's believed to be one of the first times police have actually entered the water. They often cite excuses that they're not allowed in the water. Once the migrants get in the water or near to the boat, it gets dangerous.
The amount of money that's been spent and given their way to help sort this out, you'd hope that they'd get in the water and actually start punching a few of these people and making sure that they can't get out. Do you know what I mean? Come on, sort yourselves out.
But this time, there was a group of around 40 migrants standing on the beach waiting for a boat. A group of police, about 10 minutes later, joined the beach from quite far away. The migrants then went into the water where they thought they would be safer from the police. They were wrong. The police, with their riot shields and tear gas and pepper spray, marched into the water, started pushing them with their shields, started pepper spraying them, started pushing them around the water, trying to get them to come back to shore. It was incredibly dramatic and harrowing at times as babies were screaming. Another large group of migrants then came out of the sand dunes, forcing the police in the water to pull back and launched a load.
So as the tactics would suggest, the ones that are getting caught are the ones who genuinely need to get over. You know, the ones that are going straight through are going straight through. Do you know what I mean? The ones that are going poking their fingers up at Sunak and all that because they know that they're clear are the ones that have paid the big dollar, are the ones that are part of the scheme, are the ones that have got connections, are the ones that are part of the gangs, are the ones that are coming over here doing their drugs and all the rest of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Oh, let's set up a Barber's. You know what we're doing. You know, we all know what they're doing, don't we? Come on. And the ones that genuinely need sanctuary, oh, let's pepper spray them, shall we? Kick them into the water, drag them out, get them on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it just, something here rings absolutely wrong with me completely.
Tear gas, flashes are bursting around the beach as they fired those grenades. They were doing that to try and force the migrants to not join the group who were already in the water. They ended up pushing them down the beach where another boat was actually waiting for them, but many of them still didn't manage to get onto that one. You can still see one vaguely in the distance there, a group of migrants behind me who we think were probably waiting to see if that dinghy would come and pick them up. It didn't. The tide's going out now and that dinghy sails off to the UK.
I mean, they're saying women and children. I don't actually see that many women and children in there at all. I do see a lot of people around the 20-year-old to 30-year-old male in there. That's what I see, you know? There's just no consequence for anything, is there? So why would they be bothered? Right, let's summarise this, shall we? Because it's an absolute mess. It really is. You know, people that genuinely need it probably aren't getting it. People that shouldn't have it are getting it. The authorities are going after the wrong people. They're being duped. They're being taken the piss out of. They're having their own rules turned against them so they can't operate effectively, etc., etc., etc. Let's categorise this. Let's have a proper look, shall we? Right. We've just seen and had a butcher's at the headlines. But what the press isn't telling you is this. Number 1, offshore pickups. Smugglers using canals, not beaches, to quickly load migrants into inflatable boats. These taxi boats then launch into open water, already carrying people, so police hold back. These coppers don't want to be seen to be sinking boats with people on them. So basically, the smugglers have worked that out. So let's put the people on at the very beginning before you get a chance to take us off. And then we've used your own laws against you to our advantage. That's what's going on there, isn't it? Let's be honest about it, shall we? Human shields, right? Here's a big one. The gangs are using women and children as decoys. They send them first to distract the police. Meanwhile, the main boat, packed with men, slips away. Unnoticed, unchallenged, nobody cares, all right? Because they're too busy staring in at all the women and kids. Number 3, legal mumbo-jumbo. French police are being told that under the human rights laws, Article 3 and Article 8 of the ECHR, you can't stop it if it's got people on it. You might kill them. They know that. And so they've flipped it on its head and gone, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll use it against you. And I'll just get out of here scot-free. It's an absolute Mickey take. It's unbelievable. Number 4, limited enforcement. France is trialling new policies, intercepting boats up to 300 metres offshore. That's the way to go ahead, surely. But NGOs and legal teams are ready to challenge every move in court. So again, the system comes up with an answer, another system pulls it down. And ultimately, people's lives are being put in risks in dinghies and being sent our way. And then it's not their problem anymore, is it? Britain's role then. The UK has paid nearly £500 million to France to stop this. And yet over 16,000 migrants have already landed in our country this year. Our politicians argue while the smugglers adapt faster than any other policy. Number 6, there's a human cost to this. Dozens have died. They've drowned, they've got hypothermia, things have capsized, and while the authorities stand down tearing political fallout and spurting their woke bullshit all over the place, people are genuinely dying in these small boats that are trying to get here. So here's your tactical truth. This isn't migration, it's organised criminal exploitation. People taking the law into their own hands and exploiting the wokeness of the European communities and by default us as well. Britain will stay wide open and the gangs will stay rich. And that's how the model works at the moment. We need to put an end to this. We need to put a stop to this. We need to find a way of these people not leaving those shores and going firm in the first safe country they get to. Because if there wasn't a problem, why don't you just get yourself on an EasyJet flight for £3 and land yourself directly in the country and we'll look after you from there if you've got genuine problems and you're not scared to show us your passport. Otherwise, you've got no fucking business over here. How about that? This isn't about migration. This isn't about saving life. This isn't about people who are genuinely trying to find sanctuary. This is about people, criminal gangs, making money, exploiting systems and doing what the fuck they like. Little boy Blue can blow on your trumpet. If the fucking cows don't like it, they can fucking well lump it. That's the bastard truth on this shit. Listen, if you want to join the discussions that I will be having at some stage behind our own closed quarter, 16 pence a day, you know, don't you? There you go. Sign up, get yourself on the list. You'll enjoy it. It's fun. Join our team.